Oo. có thể gọi đầu đi, tắt cam, tắt mic,
Tắt ở đây.
cái hình dưới vậy. Lâu. Đâu bị echo đâu.
Alo. Okay.
Nền tảng của anh xài.
Ê, hết rồi đúng không? Ok.
Hi Queen. What's up, Queen? What's up? How you doing?
Shut up.
Ủa, em có nghe cái tiếng quạt không?
Không.
Ok.
À có chút.
Mẹ. Ok, tắt camera thôi, lát người ta vô rồi vô.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. How are you, Professor?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good, thank you.
Will you say your name for me so I can make sure I say it right?
Yes, I was going to record it, but I'm so sorry. I forgot all about it today. It's spelled,
Today's
it's Asha Lal.
good. Asha, I was gonna guess Asha, but I know it's always good to ask. Hi, Asha. Really good to see you.
Thanks, you too.
I see Vincent. Hey, Vincent.
Hello, Professor.
I see Fauzia. Hi, Fauzia. I see Isra.
Yeah. Hi, Professor.
Hi there.
Hi, Professor.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Good, pretty good. Pretty good. And who else is here? Khaled is here. And Truk. I should ask Truk to say her name so I don't say it wrong. I'm sorry. Will you say your name for me so I can learn how to say it?
You can call me Queen Kachuk is my middle name.
Ah, Queen.
Yeah.
Thank you, Queen. So again, I know you probably see right, I tried to make sure everybody knows I will record these Zoom meetings. So if you don't want your voice, don't want your face on the screen, that's totally fine, right? Turn your video off. If you feel comfortable though, of course, I love to see human faces, but of course, be comfortable and make sure you feel safe because I do record the meetings for people to watch, okay? So for my early people, you might hear me say that 4 or 5 times when people start coming in, okay? But just a reminder, it's good to see you again too, Khaleda. It is really good to see you. Hussam is here. I
Yes.
see. Hi there, Gustavo. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué onda? Súper bien.
Qué bueno.
Gus was in another class of mine, and I know he speaks Spanish, so I'm just saying hello to him. Cool. Yeah, well, we'll see how people go, kind of on first Zoom meeting. But we've already got what 6, 8 of you here. That's great. So we've got about 25 people in the class. So we'll see how the timing happens. But cool. How's the first week, you guys? Anything interesting or fun or hard? What's going on? How you guys doing?
Oh, pretty good. Busy with work.
Yeah.
Going work, full-time work. So life is so difficult in US. You have to work, you have to do a lot. So
Gotta get that money. Gotta get that money. I know.
Yeah.
I know. Especially in California, it is an expensive place. Rahimi came in. Hi, Rahimi. Good to see you.
Hi, Professor. Good to see
Hi
you.
there.
Thanks. Good to see all of you, my classmates.
Yeah. Good. We got a good group.
Everyone's doing good.
Good group already. And I promise I will talk a little bit tonight, but I will let you all talk to each other after we get started here. So it won't just be me, nonstop. So you'll get to say hello to your classmates again, Rahimi. So cool. I'm just going to test, make sure you can see my screen when I share my screen here. So while we're waiting for, class to really start here, let me test this out. Can you see the
Yes.
PowerPoint here? Okay, great.
Yes, I do.
And can I ask for people who can see, hold on one second here. I'm fixing all my boxes on my screen here. Can you see my mouse? Should I make it big? You see the red pointer? Can you see me moving the mouse?
Yes, I do.
I can see.
Yes, yes,
Is
I
that
can.
big? Yeah, okay, thank you. Should I make it a little bit bigger? Would that help? Does it look okay? Let me test this here. Why not make it bigger? You know, we all stare at these screens so long. That's a little better, huh?
It is.
Let's try that. And how about the color? Red's okay, maybe bright. I don't want it to be too too ugly, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we'll try that. We'll see how it goes. If I don't like it, I'll change it. I got a new laptop over winter break, so I'm testing, I'm trying new, I'm learning. So that's why I'm gonna kind of go slow here today, but. All right, let's see who else is here. Sadaf came in.
Good evening.
Hey, Draga.
Hello.
Mursal is here. Khaled is here. Gustavo. Sajida? I will learn how to say all your names this week, so please be patient with me. I'm so sorry.
Hello, Professor.
Hey, Mursal.
Hi.
We got 2 drivers. You guys taking class while you're driving. I love you guys, but you're crazy. Oh my God.
I was working. Yeah, I'm going to home.
I understand. It's just like, it's nothing but a respect. I know it's because you guys work so hard and you're so, you care so much and you're super motivated. But when I see students driving, I'm like, oh my God, be safe, please be safe. All right, we've got 17 so far, almost right on time. That's great. Again, I'll give people about 2 or 3 more minutes to see how we do. I know it's of course the first day. It's only the second day of the semester. So Henry says hi in the chat. Henry, if I'm saying your name wrong, I'm sorry.
Hello, I
Hi
am
there.
Genric.
Genric.
Yeah, right.
Genric, yes, I remember from your email. Okay, perfect. Genric, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Perfect. So for my early people, this is the second time I'll say, but remember, if you're just coming in, I record all of our Zoom meetings so that people can watch it later. If you don't want your face, if you don't want your voice, if you don't want those things recorded, that is absolutely okay, right? Just make sure, turn your screen off, that's fine. Now, if you do feel comfortable, I love to see people's faces. I love to talk to you all. But again, just make sure, I want you to make sure you feel comfortable and you feel safe. Okay, so just another reminder. Parisa's coming in, Ina's coming in, more people I recognize. Candy!
Hello, Professor.
Professor.
Good to see you, Candy.
Hello, Professor.
Hey, Parisa. Lots of people that I met in the lab and now are in a class. That's really cool. I love that. Elisabetta, hi there. And Didia.
Hello,
Didia.
Professor.
Hi, Elisabetta.
Hello.
Good group. Good group. We got 22. Like I said, I think we've got 26. So I'll wait maybe 1 more minute and then we'll get started. Someone is singing. I love it. And remember, if I mute you, it is never personal. It is just to make sure that I don't get distracted by whatever's going on in the background. So. And again, for my new people who just came in a few minutes ago, will you either give me a thumbs up like this or down in the reactions, right? Your little yellow thumbs up. Can you just let me know, can you see my screen here where it says week 1, January 18th? Can we, yes, good.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you. Just want to make sure, perfect, perfect. Excellent, thank you all. We saw Shakiba came in, hi there. Sadaf, Rahimi, Vincent, Draga. Quinn, Isra, Gustavo, Gus, Shakiba, Marisa, Mursal. Perfect. Cool. Well, let's go, huh? We've got almost everybody, and that's great. We only have to wait, 4 or 5 minutes. That is excellent. So let's get started. Hopefully you are here because you are in ESL 325, Advanced Low Reading and Writing. Hi. For people who don't know me, and again, it's really great to see students who I do know, Candy and Draga and Khalida and Parisa and lots of people I do know. But if you don't know me, I'm Jeff. My name is Jeff Morin. You can call me Jeff. You can call me Professor. You can call me Professor Jeff. You can call me Professor Morin. whatever you want, whatever you want. Like you can see in Canvas, I just like to call myself Professor Jeff. That way, I like to use my first name, but of course, for students from all over the world, Americans can be a little too casual, especially Californians. You know, we're very relaxed. So if it's not comfortable to use my first name, you can just call me Professor or Professor Jeff. And that's what I like. That's what I like to be called. So anyway, I'm Jeff. Welcome to ESL 325. We're back, you guys. We're back. I've been saying to my friends and to my brothers and sisters, we're back in 2 dimensions, right? We're back on the flat computer screen in the online world here. So just at the beginning of class, like I said in my welcome announcement, I know that it's still a crazy time. Of course, so many of you guys have jobs and kids, and with COVID and Omicron and everything is just really crazy right now. So I really hope and I pray that you are okay, your family is okay, to say nothing of what people's families back home might be going through, whatever country you're from. So just know, I know that it's crazy out in the world right now. And I'm really grateful that you, even if you're driving home, right, that you take the time to come to this class. It means a lot to me. And it's really important to me to make sure I treat you all with as much respect as you show by just being here, you know, showing up, especially for a night class. So thank you all for being here. I will do my best to make it worth your time. But it is Tuesday, January 18th, 2022. My goodness. And like I said, I'm Jeff. So here's the plan for what we're doing today. You know, it's the first day of class. It's kind of like a business day, right? We got lots of kind of business stuff to get to, but we'll start with some more interesting stuff. So I sort of did my short little welcome there just to say hello. And then I do have an icebreaker introduction activity. If you've taken a class at ARC before, you probably know icebreaker is just an idiom, right? It's just a phrase that we'll use in American English to talk about sort of a way to meet someone new or try a new experience, right? So icebreaker just means you meet new people, right? You meet new people. Then, like almost every other class at college, whether that's at ARC or Sac State or UC Davis or whenever you all go to get your graduate degree, the syllabus is usually what we do on the first day. So we will do some of that. I will take you on a tour of the Canvas course. What is there, where it lives, how to use the Canvas site. And so I can explain sort of how I set it up for you all to use. And then we'll sort of do a discussion preview. We'll sort of see how much time we have, and I'll sort of show you what is available in Canvas, you know, the kind of first assignments, my gentle, you know, just to make sure we don't start freaking out. We don't start worrying about homework and points right away. This first week's very gentle, you guys. Nothing crazy, nothing big for you to read. Plenty of things for you to do to learn, but you know, I'm not going to make you read 70 pages this week, okay? So that's the plan for today. So before we get into our icebreaker, I am going to put you in small groups. So again, if you can unmute yourself and talk to your classmates, the small groups is the place to do it. But before we do that, any questions right away? Anything that's like right at the top of your brain and you have to ask before we get going? Candy? Yeah, can you, let me see, are you unmuted? Yeah, if you do have a question, Candy, you can unmute yourself. I'm ready. No?
No, Professor. Hi.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't have questions.
Okay, my bad. Yes, Didia. You're muted. We're back in Zoom land, everybody. We're back.
Sorry, I only want to ask you how many of our students are in your class?
We have, I think right now we have 26. That might change. That might go down to 25 or 24. Some students are kind of moving up and down. But right now, you know, the school says that the most we can have, the maximum is 25. And that's right where we're at. And actually, that's kind of small for me. Last semester, I taught 325 and we had 34 students. So 25 is like a dream for me, you know. So yeah, we've got 26, 25 students right now. Cool. Anybody else before we get started? I see who else came in. Omar, hi Omar, just people coming in, good to see you. I think I said hi to Marisa and Mursal, but if I didn't, hi you guys, good to see you. Okay, last one. I told you who was here first. Asha and Fauzia. My last warning. Remember, as the woman's voice says, I record the Zoom meetings so that people who are sick or can't be here or are working or have a sick child or whatever, if you can't be here, I record it for you to watch. Okay, so if you don't want your face or your voice on the recording, that is absolutely fine. Okay, turn the video off, turn the microphone off. But it's really important to me that I make sure you understand I record the Zoom meetings and put them onto Canvas. Now, the icebreaker activity is in small groups, okay? And the small groups are never recorded. So if you do want to turn your video on when you're talking to your classmates, you can do that and it will not be recorded, okay? That's the third time, the last time, the final warning, okay? The final warning about recording.
Professor?
Yes, please.
I have a question about the class. So how many classes do you have during 1 week?
Can we save it for the syllabus review, Fauzia?
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Let's do the interesting, fun stuff first while we're still awake, and then we'll do the slow, boring, the rules and stuff when we're getting closer to 8 o'clock, So here's what I want you to do in your small groups. First, just talk to each other, right? I mean, you're all very good English speakers. I don't need to tell you, how to ask, who are you and where are you from? And you can just meet each other and talk to each other. But there are 2 things I do want you to talk about that are specific for our class, okay? So the first thing is this question here. It says, what do you think about and feel when you see the phrase college writing? What do you think? What do you feel? And number 2, what is something specific you want to learn in this class this semester? The more specific, the better, right? So again, I want to learn grammar. Okay, great. We all want to learn grammar. But is there some specific part of grammar, right? Compound complex sentences, or I want to learn MLA format, whatever it is, right? The more specific, the better, because I ask you to talk about this question together because there are things that we're going to do, right? That I know we're going to do. But if we talk about this at the beginning of class and there's something specific or interesting that is really interesting to you, I'm in charge. I can make choices. If there's something we want to add to the class, we can absolutely do that, right? It's really important to me that you understand this is our class, right? I'm helping to build this thing with you. I'm not forcing you to do a bunch of stuff that I think is important, right? Like I said, there's things we have to do, but there's also things that we can just do together because that's what we want to do as a group, okay? Draga?
Are we going to repeat grammar from 320?
Not a lot of grammar, Draga. We're going to talk about a little bit of sentence structure stuff, but because it's 6 units and because we have to do both active reading strategies and at least 2 different genres, 2 different styles of writing, we really don't do a lot of deep practice on grammar. That's what G310 and G320 are for, right? We've got a lot of work to do in terms of learning how to read for college, and then of course, learning the different styles of writing that you'll do in W340 or English 300, right? My job in this class is to get you ready to write a 5-page research paper. That's the #1 job for me in this class, is to get you ready to do that next semester or whenever you take 340, okay? So if students do, and I could say this after you talk to your group, but I know Draga is very interested in grammar. If there are super specific grammar things, those would be really great things to come to office hours and work with me one-on-one, because we don't do a lot of that stuff in our Zoom meetings.
Professor, one more question.
Sure.
Do you have something specific when we write essays or whatever way you call it? Do you recommend us in advance what grammar, what tenses to use, what maybe how to prepare us for certain essays in advance that we could repeat it before we write, not to make.
Oh yeah, we will always read before we write. There are the major writing assignments in this class. I will always ask you to read things that use the same structure, grammatical structure, organization structure. Yeah, absolutely. Before you do the big writing project, Straga, you're gonna read. You're gonna read for sure. Cool. So maybe just to make sure I don't talk too much, I do want to put you into your two groups, okay? So what do you think about and feel when you see the phrase college writing? No wrong answer. You just get to talk about it with your group. And two, what is something specific that you want to learn in this class this semester? You can write these down, take a picture of your screen, or I will broadcast them when you're in your small groups, but just so that you don't forget what I want you to talk about. I'll give you guys at least 10 minutes here. Remember, part of this is to talk about the class, but I do just want you to talk to your other classmates, right? Like Didia asked, we've got 25 people. Sometimes doing this online thing, it's really easy to feel like it's you alone in your house, you know, but I promise, right? There are other people in our class doing this with you. So it's good to get some time to talk to each other, okay? So let me just open up the breakout rooms here. Give me one moment. All right, I'm going to create the rooms. I'm going to open them now. I'm going to stay here. So if people have questions or anything to talk to me one-on-one, fine, that's great. But just remember, in this room, in the main room, the recording is on. In your small rooms, it's not. So you can talk to each other however you want to, okay? Rooms are opening now, and I'll see you in about 10 minutes.
There is class. Yeah, but I see 2 participants.
Yes, we're in small groups right now. Is it Lasana? Can you say your name for me so I say it right?
Yes, Lasana Yeo.
Lasana, good to meet you. We are in small groups right now. I will put you into a small group and they'll sort of tell you what we're doing, okay? But really, it's just so that you get to meet some of your classmates, and we're gonna start to talk a little bit about some of the things that we will do in the class, okay, Lasana?
Okay.
Perfect. I'm gonna put you into, where do I wanna put you? A smaller group here. I'm gonna put you into group 4. I'm sending you there right now. And I'll see you in about 10 minutes, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Hello, Professor Jeff.
Everything okay, you guys?
Oh, no.
We got, I guess my connection got messed up here.
Yeah, people
it.
left. I don't hear anyone. I've been talking with Miss Asha a little bit, but two other people don't talk at all. So this is wasting of time. So I would rather speak with you.
Give me one. I'm sorry, Draga. Give me one. You got to give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Asha, were you and Asha? You were in group 3. You were in room 3 as well, Asha.
Yes.
I don't know if it's my internet connection or if it's the Zoom program.
I think people just don't want to communicate. Maybe they want to do something else. So, Professor, how many times we'll go to breaking room?
Hold on 1 second, Draga.
Yeah.
It's not like the lab. I can't just go one-on-one with you.
Yeah. Yes. I'm sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. Let me go see what's going on. I'll be right back.
Okay, we're
Yeah. How long have you been living in California?
I've been here about 15 years this July, so 14 and a half.
Good. And did you speak English also there in Fiji?
Yes, we learn British English back home.
Oh, British English is there. Oh, okay. Wonderful.
How about you? How long have you been in California?
Next year it will be 20 years.
Oh, wow. And you're originally from where?
From Europe.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Do you go home back home? Or is
I went twice. I went twice so far. And for now, I don't plan to go.
Yeah, right now it's crazy how with COVID and everything, it's just hard to right now it's better not to visit anywhere. Just stay at, stay at home and be safe.
Yeah. People are
Got it. Yes, they were both in there, but I guess Mauricio was saying that she doesn't feel well. Yeah, there's stuff going on, but I think the computer's fine. I was worried when Asha was saying maybe there was computer stuff or something going on. It's been just almost exactly 10 minutes. So give me just another, you guys can keep talking. Give me just another minute here and I'll get everybody back in the main room, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
How often do you go, Miss Asha, home?
I've been there once, like in 2011, my father-in-law had passed away. So we went to visit, but I haven't been there since. So it's been quite a while, over 10 years, yeah.
Yeah, same thing with me. I also went to see my mom. And five months after she died, and I went.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Since then, I didn't go, and my family doesn't live anymore at the same place. So
sad. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's sad to go because everything's different and everything's changed. So it brings me only sadness, and so I said I don't know when I would go next time.
Yeah, maybe next year or so.
No, I don't know. We can speak via Zoom or via Skype. So easier like this for now.
All right, welcome back. Got almost everybody. We got just a couple more people coming back in 5 or 6 seconds. So great, we got everybody back. So a few people came back to the main room and there was a question. Okay, so breakout rooms, sometimes they're great, sometimes not great. How much will we do breakout rooms? It just depends, you guys. It just depends. If you know me, you know that I don't really believe in teaching where only the teacher talks for 2 hours straight. I need to hear from you all and talk to you all. So we'll just see. That's the short answer, right? How often? Now, there will be days when I've got lots of material to talk about and show you, but try to get a balance, right? Try to get a balance. And especially remember, like I said, you are not the only one in this class. There are 24 other human beings here with you. So hopefully, even if you're not feeling good or there's computer problems or whatever's going on, you got to at least maybe meet 1 or 2 more people that were in the class. I hope so. And let me make sure I'm sharing my screen. Great. Can you guys see the PowerPoint again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. So I really want to talk about question number 2 more than anything, but I'd love to hear other, even if anybody wants to share a little bit just at the beginning. How about just question number 1, where I won't even write answers down, but when you think about college writing, when you think about that phrase, what do you think about? How does it make you feel? Just anybody, maybe 2 or 3 people, what'd you share with your groups?
Okay, can I start that?
Please, por favor. Yes, that would be great.
Yeah, thank you, guys. So what I feel first, what is the first thing is coming in my mind is the dictionary. Yeah, and the second, where if I starting thinking on my feeling, it's like I forgot everything. Oh my again, I forgot everything, every word, and after that I can say I come to the idea that college writing is something which helps me to communicate with other people who are not my friends or not my family. It gives me opportunity to communicate with them in polite and in polite way, you know. Thank you.
Cool. Really interesting. Yeah. So when Henry says dictionary, that makes me think vocabulary. Okay, vocabulary and academic writing, sure. But I really like that idea that it makes you think about communicating with different people, and that's really interesting, right? Our friends, our family, they kind of know how we talk. They kind of know what we mean. But it is, you're right. When you're writing a research paper, you kind of have to imagine, you know, a perfect stranger, you know, will they understand all of my wonderful ideas? It is a different way. It is a different way to think about communicating. So I really like that, and it's really nice, really nice.
Excuse me, I'm very sorry. Yeah, but when I say dictionary, I mean dictionary, because I was talking about the physical thing which is coming in my mind when I thinking about college writing.
You
And
just imagine the dictionary.
yeah, I just imagine the dictionary, you know.
Okay.
Because
cool.
Yeah, because I started using dictionary just in ARC. Before that, even in my country, in my school, I never used that, and
cool.
I didn't know it is the very cool thing, you know. That is
Yeah.
why dictionary comes in my mind
Nice.
first.
Nice.
Thank you.
Really nice. Great. Cool. 1 or 2 more people. Again, no wrong answer, but just anything. How do you think and how do you feel? Henry's got kind of positive ideas. I like that. Sometimes people are like, you know, I think, oh my God, what's going to happen? Anybody else?
Can I say something, Professor?
Please, Marcel, absolutely. And I see Didier's hand too. You can also type in the chat, however you guys want to do anything, please. But let's do Marcel and then Didier, and then we'll talk about question number 2. Marcel, please.
I'm a little scared of writing, but I love to write. If I find the way or the think about what I want to write, find it, the topic, I can write. But for me, hard part is to find. How can I explain for you the topic? What should I think about? It's hard for me a little.
Nice. Okay.
But,
great.
I like writing.
I love that. I like writing, and writing is scary. Yeah, I like that. I like that. And Marcel is saying sometimes the topic or what to write maybe can feel like one of the hardest things, right? And again, I understand, that makes sense. And especially as you keep going to, you're writing a research paper where you can kind of choose anything you want. That's great, really useful. Thank you, Marcel. Didia, please.
Well, college writing, well, for me is learn how to write because it's so difficult express ourselves, even though speaking, but it's harder doing writing because you don't have enough vocabulary. Is your own language, and you have to know how to structure. And for me, it's so difficult because you in Spanish you think in one way, and in English is the opposite. You have to put first things, and in Spanish is the others, the opposite.
Yes.
So you have to try to think how in English is how to structure the phrase and the compounds or not compound phrases. And it's different in my own language, so it's so hard. So for me, it's a challenging, and college writing is something that we must learn. So good.
Acuerdo. Yeah, Spanish is I only speak 2 languages, English and Spanish, but Spanish is my second language. And Didia, I know exactly what you're talking about, but from the other direction, right? Spanish sentence structure, Spanish written structure. It's, you know, beautiful, just like English, but it's different. So I know what you're talking about, but just from the other direction. And I saw Khalida's hand go up, so we'll have Khalida, if you want to answer, be the last one for question 1. And then again, I want to make sure we talk about what you want to learn. It's important to think about how we're feeling, you know, like I'm excited, I'm scared, you know, because any of these ideas are all totally appropriate. But I do want to make sure we talk about what we want to learn, right? I have to teach you guys some stuff, but what do you guys want? So Khalida, you want to talk about question number 1?
Actually, I just want to say I also have a problem with writing, but I really like to reading, but writing is a little bit scare me.
Good.
And I also have a problem with saving, like memorize vocabulary.
Yeah.
Because when I want to write some essay or want to talk about something, and just I miss some vocabulary and needs to know how to say this word in English. And yeah, I just I'm looking for a job for myself in this time, and because I don't know, I don't want to drop this class because I need to learn how to write and read. I improve my English. And I don't know how can I I don't know how to do this semester if I find a job in this time, because in the morning I can't do a job because I have baby.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And again, you know, I completely understand and respect. I know everything that you all do to be here. And that's why, again, as we'll talk about after, you know, on the next 2 slides, we'll talk about how many Zooms and attendance and all that stuff. I will do everything I can, Khalida, to make it as flexible as possible, right? Because I know it is not easy. So maybe hang out for a week or 2, see if it's too much. And you know me, I'll do anything I can to make it work. So, yeah, anyway, I agree with Khalida. I know that I don't take it. I take it very seriously. I have so much respect for you guys. So, cool. So yeah, usually I love it. So lots of good feelings, good ideas. What do we think? How are we feeling? All that good stuff. Normal, right?
Yeah, because we need to improve our English.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got that goal, want to get that job or whatever it is, right? Get a degree or get a, you know, whatever your goals are. And we'll give you more time to think about that, you know, while you're here. And I know we could talk about this question all night, and I don't want to stop you all, but let's talk about question number 2, right? So not just how are you thinking and feeling, which is always important, The question 2, something you want to learn in this class this semester. So maybe like Khalida was saying, well, I want to learn about vocabulary, right? Maybe if I'm nervous about vocabulary, that's what I want to learn about. But I'd love to hear from a few other people like Parisa. I see your hand up. Can you talk about question number 2 though, Parisa, instead of question number 1? And then I see Fauzi, I see a couple other people. So Parisa, you want to tell us question number 2, what do you want to learn in this class?
Yes. Can I mention 2 things? Or
Yeah,
maybe
you
just
can.
one?
Yeah, please go ahead.
I want to learn this semester more about phrasal verb. And also, I want to learn when I want. I think this semester we will write or research to write an essay. So when I research, I found the resource I want included in my essay, and so I want to learn a title with a quote in my essay. Learn more quote in essay.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, we will start to do this, right? Incorporating is just academic vocabulary for Parisa's great word, which was include, right? Incorporate, include, same exact meaning, right? Incorporate is just, you know, a bachelor's degree word. But we will absolutely start to do some of this, Parisa. Now, remember, in 325, you don't have to write a full research paper. That's in W340. That's after this class. But to get you ready for that, we will sort of start to introduce some of those MLA formatting, right? Quotes and all that good stuff. So we will definitely do that. And then Parisa says phrasal verbs. And I know phrasal verbs are lots to think about for both grammar, but of course, phrasal verbs are really idioms, right? They're basically vocabulary items, and it's impossible to escape them. So we will see them, especially in the first book that we read this semester. So thank you, Parisa. Fauzia, did I see your hand?
Yes. So for this semester, I really want to combine the complex sentence and combined sentence. I want to learn how to just use them in a proper way. Because last semester we studied about the complex sentence, combined sentence, but it was not like it was not developed for so this semester I know what is complex sentence, what is combined sentence, but in this semester I just wanna improve. I wanna use them too much. I wanna learn how I can use it, how I can change from my language, translate to my language to the English and put it in my paper. So this is the main point that I have problem with the complex sentence, combined sentence. So this semester I want to focus on that.
Good. Great. Especially compound, complex sentences. Now, if you haven't taken G310 or G320 and you're going, I don't even know what a compound complex sentence is, that's okay. But Fazia is sort of saying, yeah, we learned a lot about how to notice these type of sentences, how to be aware of them, but now it's time to start to make them, right? To make the choice to write these type of sentences. And this kind of goes back to Draga's great question earlier about reading, right? I promise we are going to do a lot of reading this semester where you will get to notice, be aware of these type of sentences, right? So instead of sort of just studying the rules and then sort of analyzing a sentence, you get to just see them in a real college level book, and then then you get to practice in your writing. So we definitely do a lot more writing in this class than in G310. And then I just see comments. Thank you, Fazia. And then I see comments in the chat. I see hands. I'm coming to you. But I see in the chat, Mursal says, I want to learn more about writing and grammar more. And you will. But remember, Mursal, the more specific you can be, the better. So when Fazia says compound complex, that's a clear goal, right? Get good at grammar. Well, what's the problem, right? Is the problem pronouns? Is the problem run-on sentences? Is the problem commas? Whatever. The problem is always commas. Commas are very, very, very fun in English. But remember, the more specific, the better. Sadaf says, improve my writing and grammar and punctuation. Now, I love that. I want to improve my punctuation. Yeah, that's a lifelong, that's a lifelong process. But when we talk about this incorporating sources, right? When you see these three little letters that you'll hear me say a lot this semester, MLA, right? Modern Language Association formatting. That means things like quotes. That means things like, as Marisa says in the chat, citations, right? Punctuation. This is all a part of MLA formatting, which we will absolutely get some practice with. So if you're thinking, ooh, I need punctuation help, we're going there. We're definitely going there. So let's see.
Excuse me, Professor, besides improving punctuation and grammar, I really want to learn a little bit about how to do research.
Again, we'll get there a little bit, mostly by reading examples of research, because W340 and 300 is where you really get, go to the library, use these resources, find the sources, evaluate the sources. So yes, we will start to do some of that, but just so you know, Sadaf, that's what 340 is all about, okay? And inshallah, si Dios quiere, if that, I will be back on campus in the fall and I'm teaching W340. So you might have to wait a few months, but your research paper, the full research paper is sort of after this class. Thank you, Sadaf, for clarifying. Didier, I saw your hand.
Yes, I want to ask if it's possible, because I want to learn here in this course how to think in English, because if I think in English, I can express myself writing in English. So maybe with practice or reading a lot, I don't know, that I think the practice is the key, the key, but well, this is the thing that I want to learn in this course, is if possible.
I could not agree more. And you sort of said the magic word there, Didier, is I think I'm going to add, when you said I want to learn how to think, I'm sort of going to encourage you, I want to practice thinking in English. And of course, this is the magic, right? This is the magic for all language learning, beginning, intermediate, advanced. This is where our heart and our brain get connected, and really you start to feel comfortable when you're one of the people who I love thinking about language always says, you feel like you're sort of inside the language, right? And that can feel like a big, you don't feel so much stress because you're just kind of in it. And that's tricky, right? But absolutely, Didier, sort of the way we will think about, the way we will practice, especially critical reading and active reading strategies, you will get that chance to practice. You will get that chance to practice. Now, of course, right? Like I'm pretty good in Spanish. I've lived in Spanish speaking countries. I've lived in Colombia. I've lived in Mexico. But of course, if you speak English, when I speak English at home, even if you're in Mexico or Colombia, it's always a balance, right? How much of our brain is thinking in language 1, language 2, language 3? It's always a balance, but yeah, we'll absolutely get the chance to sort of practice that English brain, that English brain. So I totally agree, Didier. How about maybe 2 or 3 more people? This is fun, but we'll get to the sort of boring but important stuff after this. 2 or 3 more people. Anybody else with specific goals they want to learn this semester?
Professor?
Yes.
How much do you think, do you guess we can progress in speaking English through this class?
Can you tell me what you mean by progress? Because I feel like under that question, inside that question is kind of like a goal or a hope. So what does that progress look like for you, Draga?
Like in speaking English, how much this class will help us speak better, grammarly better, to express ourselves better? Does writing help us, and how much to speak better?
I think so. I mean, again, it's, I've been, I was at UC Davis in grad school maybe 4 years ago now. So, it's 4 years ago, but when I was at Davis, the research here is very clear. Reading and writing go together, but also speaking and writing go together, right? Because when we talk about language, we can talk about sort of two different skills when it comes to language, right? One is receptive skills. That means receiving. You are receiving the language, right? So receptive skills are reading and listening, right? When you're reading, you've got the book in front of you. You don't need to speak or write. You're just receiving the language. And sort of the same way with listening, right? Most of you right now are in receptive language mode because you're listening to me talk. Now, there's also something called productive language skills. And like you can probably guess, productive skills are writing and speaking. Now, in the past, this is a little maybe boring history lesson about language teaching. In the past, there was this idea that, well, you never put the productive skills together, right? You always have to have receive reading and then productive and then writing. But, you know, the way that I have designed this class, and again, if you've worked with me before, you know, even if you don't like the way I teach, I'm always doing things for a reason. I will promise you that. The way that I design this course is you do kind of have to put the two skills together. You do have to start to link the receptive skills, listening and reading, and the productive skills, writing and speaking. Now, to your specific question, how much, Draga? That's so different for every learner. You know, Elisabeta's goals are different than Sadaf's goals, are different than Khalida's goals. So it just sort of depends. And I'll say the same thing to Draga. I'll say the same thing to all of you, right? That I say to Draga. After this slide, we're going to talk about office hours and how to work with me. If you've got some specific goal, whether it's in writing or whether it's in speaking, Draga, come talk to me, right? You can't come, you know, I can't only talk to one student in office hours for 3 hours a week, but we can absolutely work together for 20 minutes or 30 minutes at a time if there's something very, very specific that you want to focus on. So, you know, sort of Draga's question of how much will we improve? It's so different, you know, like how much time do you have to give to this class?
Can I answer to this question?
Sure, Henry, please.
Yeah, it depends on the student. Like, you know, when I was in the high school, there was students with me, like they are still learning ESL 20 and 30. And I saw right now Fauzia, she was with me right now when I was in the room with her. Yeah. Her English is too good. It's like since she was here since like 7 years ago.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, she is only lived in here for 2 years. She learned all that English. So it's really depends on the student.
I agree. I mean, first of all, thank you for already we've got students complimenting students. That makes me a happy teacher. But certainly, I mean, that's the short answer, you know. And how are people working? How, you know, this is kind of Draga's question is honestly like the magical question for me as a teacher, right? Is we've got 25 students in this class. Some will get an A, some will get a B, some will get a C. Does that mean that the students who get A's are smarter and better than the other students? No, I mean, maybe they had more time, right? Maybe they don't have a new baby, right? Maybe they're not working. It's so different. It's so different. But I will say, if you do all of the things I ask you to do in this class, I promise you will improve. That I can promise. How much is just kind of personal and individualized. So Draga, if you've got a goal, a speaking goal, let's talk in office hours. And that's true for everybody, right? If you know what you want to work on and you're worried that we won't cover it, come talk to me. I'm here for you. I do this job to help you all, you know. Yeah, that was my really long answer to Draga's question there. Anybody, a new baby is stopping anyone? Yes, a new baby is much more work and much more important than a Canvas discussion post, you know? Anybody else? We've got time for maybe one or, yes, please. Lasana.
Lasana, yes. For me, when I'm writing a paragraph, how to link the support, idea to a main idea.
Yeah. Wow.
And after the supporting idea, how to put like some example. That's
Yeah. Yeah, Lasana is now you get excited, Jeff, because that's what we do in this class. And I'll tell you, Lasana, it's so hard. It's hard for native English speakers who go to high school in Sacramento. It's hard. This skill about how to organize and structure your essay, right? How to include the most interesting and important information and make sure that the ideas in the fourth paragraph connect back up to the main idea in the first paragraph. It is hard. So I want to be honest with you, right? We're going to talk about this a lot. You're going to practice it a lot, but I will always say, be patient and be nice to yourself, because this skill that Lasana is talking about here, it's hard. Okay, it's hard. But I'm happy to hear you say that this is what you want, because you're definitely going to get that. I can promise that.
Yeah, Professor,
Thank
I can,
yeah, Gustavo.
yes. Another thing I comment with the group is about when you do research online and then you want to write some essay of some document. It's like you have to be careful when you are like how do you call falsity? When
Yeah.
when
Go
you
ahead.
write something, you have to use your own work or use a quote to say somebody else say that. And for me, when I did my first essay last semester, it was a little bit shocking because you have, I think, you have a program to say how much you are be original in your essay or in your document.
Yeah. Copy paste, right? How do
Yeah.
you make, and this is a big, this again, Gus and Lasana, this is definitely a big part of this class. Paraphrasing, summarizing, and quoting. This is a big deal. And like Gus said, if a teacher finds that you're copy and pasting or thinks that you didn't paraphrase enough, this can be a big deal in U.S. college systems. So, if you paraphrasing, we are definitely going there. But again, we'll go sort of in the middle of the semester because it is a huge topic. And the last thing I'll say about this, Gus, is, paraphrasing is hard for many reasons. But one is, Gus, I think Gustavo already said this, paraphrasing, if you don't know, but if you didn't practice it too much in 315, paraphrasing means you write someone else's idea. You read a book, there's an interesting idea in that book, you explain that idea, same idea, but in your own words, right? Now, we've talked about why vocabulary can make this so difficult. It's like, well, use my own words. I don't even have academic words in English. Vocabulary is so hard. Okay, that's one challenge. But the other big challenge, and why at the beginning of this class, we're going to do a lot of focus on learning how to read better, faster, and with more specific goals. Because if you are supposed to paraphrase something and you don't understand what you read, you could have beautiful, perfect, complex, compound sentences, but if your sentences don't actually explain the idea from the reading, it doesn't work, right? So paraphrasing is one of those things where you really have to have strong reading skills and writing skills and use them at the same time. Now, to go back to Bigya's question, once you start to feel comfortable paraphrasing, you kind of have to think in English, right? Because like I said, you're reading in English, then you have to write those same ideas in English, but you have to use your own words, right? And this is where you really start to kind of, the brain, it's very heavy lifting, it's like at the gym and you're like, oh God, you're trying to lift those weights. But it's a very valuable academic skill, and it's difficult, and you will get a lot of paraphrasing practice, Gus, I promise. Thank you, Gus. I'm gonna have maybe one or two more people, and then that's it. Henry, I see your little yellow hand. What's up?
Hey, yeah. Thank you to give me a word. So I want to. I would like to ask about how we can differ paraphrasing from plagiarism. You know, it's a little different if I explain your ideas to the readers as mine on our words. It's kind of cheating, you know. And we are all honest people, you know, because we are in America. And yeah, we don't want to break the rules. Just
Good.
Yeah, little clarity.
Excellent. And again, I'm so happy already. So many of your goals for this class go together, right? Because you're absolutely correct, right? How to not plagiarize means, okay, I read some source, I understood that source, I know what it was saying, and I also feel comfortable sort of putting it in my own words, or maybe I can quote one sentence or two sentences, right? Put it in quotes, MLA formatting, you know, introducing or incorporating quotes, like I say here. But after you do maybe one or two sentences, then you got to use your own words. Otherwise, you know, if you don't, your teacher might say, you know, you copy and pasted too much. So I say I'm happy because a lot of your goals really do overlap and are connected in good and interesting and important ways. And they're here, they're in the course that I have designed for us. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Oh, excuse me. Anybody else? I've got time for one more, and then we have to talk about some of the sort of just business stuff, how many Zooms and office hours and all that stuff. But anybody else with a goal that they want to share with the course? I'm very patient, Professor.
Sorry, Professor.
Yeah, Marisa, please, you will be our last person to share a goal. You all waited in silence for so long. Tell us, Marisa, please, what is your goal?
So I remember from last semester, I searched a lot about how to cite my resources inside my essays and in the footers. So I really like to learn that in this semester.
Good. How to cite resources both in the, I'm going to call this, as we'll see, we'll start with this kind of in the next 2 or 3 weeks, in text citations and using a works cited page at the end of the essay.
Yeah.
Now, again, works cited, I'm going to tell you right now, we'll talk about it a little bit, but that's mostly going to be for 340, okay? But in-text citation practice, absolutely, we are going to do in-text citation practice this semester.
Thank you. Good.
Excellent. All right. Thank you all so much. So I'll always say, I like to do this at the beginning of class for a lot of reasons, right? You get to meet each other, talk to each other. I get to sort of talk to you a little bit. But I also do it at the beginning to make it clear, right? I've said it before, I will say it again. This is our class. We are in charge. If there's something that you want or you need more of, you can always tell me, send me an email, send me a text, come to office hours, ask, Jeff, are we going to do more of this? Will we get more practice doing that, right? If you need something from me and I can give it to you, I will absolutely do my best. Okay, so this what we want to learn, it doesn't stop after today, right? We've got the whole rest of the semester to work on these things together. So that's my last idea that I wanted to share here about our goals, right? About our goals for this semester. Anybody else? Last idea, last comments. Cool. All right. I'm going to keep going. But now I will warn you, like I will try to do, I am going to sort of talk for a little while here. So if you do what you got to do. We'll talk at the end of class about, as a class, do we want to take a break? Do we not want to take a break? Do we want to skip the break and end early? We can talk about that after everything today, but I am just going to keep going. So if you need to use the bathroom, if you need to stretch, if you need to do anything, right, turn that video off and step away. That is okay. Remember, I'm recording the video. You can go back and watch it anytime. So I am going to start with my sort of, Professor Jeff talks about the rules and how to do this class. Okay, so take care of yourself. And at least for right now, I'm going to just keep going. We won't take a break. Okay, so that said, this class, first let me bring over the Canvas page. And again, I want to make sure, can everybody see this, our Canvas page, the home page to our Canvas page? This is me and all my siblings in front of the Christmas tree. Okay.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay. So right now, I'm going to sort of take us through our Canvas website, show you how to use it, show you where everything lives inside of it. And then, like I said, talk about the rules and the expectations and all that stuff for this class. But first, before I do that, I want to make sure that I explain sort of the design of this class, because now we've all taken at least one other class online, and you probably already know, right? Teachers are doing these Zooms and online classes in really totally different ways. So I want to explain how I do this class and why I do things the way that I do. So this course uses something called flexible course design. What is that? So I'm just going to read here. Again, it's a little boring, but stick with me. So flexible course design is something teachers are experimenting with to help students during the COVID-19 pandemic. The idea is to allow students to complete the course at their own speed and at the days and times that work best for their personal schedule. Now, this is why most of the lessons in our class will not have due dates. Now, there will be some that do have due dates, okay? But many of the lessons here will not have due dates. So if there's one week that you are really crazy busy and there's 2 lessons in Canvas to help you practice paraphrasing, you're not going to lose points. You're not going to have to email me and saying, oh my God, Jeff, my child was sick and that's okay. If you can't do those lessons one week, you can do them the next week, right? Or if there's another week where, again, inshallah, life is normal and calm and lovely and you've got lots of extra time and you want to go fast, you can do that too, right? Now, I will tell you in a moment sort of the few assignments that do have due dates and why I do that, but that's why most of the lessons that you see in Canvas do not have due dates. And again, if you have taken a class with me, this will look very familiar, okay? Now, this is also why there is no strict attendance and you do not get or lose points for our Tuesday Zoom meetings. Again, I don't take attendance. You don't get points for coming. You don't lose points for missing, right? Now, I'll talk about sort of how to use the recording of our Zoom meeting in the best way possible, but sort of not having a lot of due dates and not having strict attendance, that's all part of this flexible course design, right? To understand people have babies, people get sick, people have jobs. We're doing this all online from our homes, all part of the flexibility. Now, as I say here, in terms of due dates, the major writing projects will have due dates for first drafts. And that's because I need to be able to give you a first score or give you some comments or help you with whatever you're working on, right? If you need feedback or comments on some part of your essay, I want to give you that help. So I need to have a due date for the first draft so that I can give you that feedback, right? But I will always give you at least 2 weeks notice, at least, usually way more, before a big draft is due. So if I've got a 3-page or 4-page essay, first draft is due, you've got at least 2 weeks before that first draft is due. And as you might guess, it's a first draft for a reason, right? You can revise, edit, change, resubmit, and improve your score and your writing for other drafts, okay? Okay, now I'm going to go into Canvas, but any questions about this basic stuff here, this flexible course design before we take our Canvas tour together? Anybody?
Yes, I have a question, Professor.
Yes.
So is there any other day to ask to, for example, if I have any question or I have any issue, so for one day Zoom class, it will not be enough. I'm thinking, so if you just manage another day that we just solve our problems, questions like this.
We're
Or
going
maybe
there.
tuition.
Yeah, we're going there. We're going there. Let's look at the homepage. Fazia's good question. Anybody else? Maybe it's probably questions like Fazia. So I'll just, yeah, Henry.
Yes, thank you. You said the final grade will be after your feedbacks, or
yes, for the big essays. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. So let's just look at the home page, and I tried to make the home page as simple as possible. My other warning here, right? I create, all your teachers have these different Canvas sites because we make them, right? We make them. Now I use a laptop to design this Canvas course. So what I show you in Canvas, it's all, and sort of where I tell you to go will always be for a real computer. If you do things on a phone, that's totally fine, but just know I am not the expert about Canvas on a phone because I don't use Canvas on a phone. So that's my last warning here. What I'm showing you is always either a MacBook, Chromebook, Windows laptop, a PC, something, right? It's something with a mouse and a keyboard. So that's my warning for you. Okay, so here at the homepage is just our welcome, right? Welcome to the ESL 325 for the semester. I am happy you're here. This is a picture of me and my two brothers and my sister. You'll read more about them in my introduction letter in a moment here. And right away on the homepage, right? Here's my email and here is my phone number. I already got some text messages from you guys this week, which is great. Always email me or text me with questions, right? And I'll talk about sort of when and how I can answer you, but always please feel comfortable to email me or text me. I will say, like many people, I'm going to guess like you guys, texting is almost even faster and better now. We always have our phone around us or near us. So if you've got a short little question, absolutely please send me a text message. Now, sometimes people are like, oh my goodness, I don't want to write 3 paragraphs or something in a text. That's fine too, right? But this is just my way to say, do not be afraid of texting me if you have a question, okay? So underneath the picture where you get to meet Professor Jeff, and here's my email and my text, I've got a header here that says links, right? So I just want to show you what these do. The first link, Tuesday evening live Zoom meeting. That's just probably how you all got here, right? Maybe you got here from my announcement in Canvas. I will always send out an email announcement saying, hey, class is starting, here's the link. But you can also always access the link, join our Canvas meeting from this link on the home page here, okay? Now, the course syllabus is right here on the homepage too. We're going to look at the course syllabus in much more detail in a moment here, but I just want to remember and show you guys, you can always click this button next to files, and then you can preview it, and in Canvas, it'll open it for you here on the homepage, or you can download it as well so that you have a copy on your computer, okay? And again, I'm going to go through the syllabus in just a moment here, but just to make sure we all know, it's here on the home page. Now, there's 2 other links here. And again, I'm thinking of my students who took class with me before, will look very familiar. But if you click live support materials, you'll see here, it's organized by the date, right? January 18th, 2022. This is where I will post the file for our PowerPoint presentation, right? Everything I show you in a PowerPoint slide, I will put it in Canvas for you to download and keep and review. This is where I will also put the link to the Zoom recording. The Zoom recording will be on YouTube. On YouTube, you can generate captions. So even if you need help sort of reading the closed captions at the bottom of the screen, that's where you can find the link to the Zoom recording. Again, depending on how fast I can go. Like sometimes we'll finish class and I can get the Zoom recording done in 30 minutes or 45 minutes, and it will be there right away. Other times, the website where the recording gets saved and then I have to download it, sometimes it is slow. So sometimes it might take me a few hours, or maybe if we have class on Tuesday night, maybe it will be Wednesday, but I will also send out an email announcement saying, hey, the Zoom recording is ready, go check it out. So again, usually the Zoom recording is up very fast, but even if it takes some time, you will get an email from me saying, hey, it's ready for you, okay? So whenever I say live support materials, I mean the page where I put my PowerPoint presentations, where I put the Zoom recording, and if we look at a web page together, if we download a file together, if we practice some paraphrasing together, if we create a shared document together, that will also be here on the live support materials page, right? So anything that we share or do or use in class, it will be underneath the day that we had that class, okay? So that's live support materials. And the last thing I want to show you here is Professor Jeff's course materials. Now, you'll see a lot of stuff here on this page, right? You see audio files, you see PDFs, you see the headers here. I'll show you much more about this, as we use this these materials this semester. But, I only ask you to buy 2 books. I don't have us use a textbook, a big expensive textbook, because I've got a lot of free stuff, PDFs and web pages and all different types of resources that we can use to practice some of these ideas, right? For example, the first thing you see is the academic reporting verbs list. When you're getting ready for, in your research paper, you don't want to say, Dr. Wilson said, studying was very important. Said is like a 51 level academic vocab word. We want Dr. Wilson reported, Dr. Wilson argued, Dr. Wilson conveyed, Dr. whatever, right? And we'll talk more about this if you're going, Jeff, what are you talking about? But just as an example, this will take you to a link to all these acknowledges, applauds, explains, persuades, right? So, we'll get much more about these specific resources in a moment here, but that's what this page is, right? And I also have material that will help you read through our books together, that will help you with vocab together. So I'll show you a lot more about these materials when we use them, But again, here on the homepage, where it says Professor Jeff's course materials, that's what's on that page. I see a comment in the chat. I just want to make sure. And I see this was, I missed it a moment ago. Henry, I'm sorry. Henry was saying, texting is a more polite way to reach someone without interrupting. Yeah, it can be. People are so funny about texting, Henry, too. So some people are like, oh, all I want to make sure is clear is, do not feel like it's rude to text me. It's totally fine. It's totally appropriate. So that's my sort of, my personal feelings about it. Now, this goes back to Fazia's question about when else am I available? But before I talk about that, any questions about these 4 links here? The Zoom meeting link, the course syllabus link, live support materials, and Professor Jeff's course materials. Any questions about this?
Yes. So is it possible if we could change the meeting time, like another time?
No.
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 Okay.
But remember, if you can't come, don't come and watch the recording. I know that's not a perfect solution, Hosam, but it's better than not being able to take the class. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Yeah.
I hate saying no to students, but that's just the truth, Hosam. Yes, Rahimi, yes.
Those materials you put it there. So those are mandatory. We have to read all of them or listen all of them.
I don't know about mandatory. You will, for some of the lessons, for some of the activities that I ask you to do in class. Yeah, I will say, hey, for example, I might say something like in a lesson, excuse me, I clicked the wrong link here. I might say in a lesson, review the quoting, paraphrasing, and summarizing PDF, read this. And again, It's long, but it's not crazy. Let's see, it's downloading here. So you could, there it is, right? So it's about what, 2, 4, 6, 8 pages. So, you know, I'll say read this and then answer some questions about it, right? Or practice something about it. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you know, I'm going to say, okay, now read every single link, every single PDF. It's just things that I will ask you to use to help you practice some of the things that I want you to learn.
So these are besides the book, not including.
Exactly. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Because the books I ask you to buy aren't really textbooks. You know, they're sort of examples that will help you to read and understand the specific type of writing, the structure of the writing that I want you to do this semester. But those 2 books aren't like, here's how to write a research paper. You know, most of these resources and what I show you in our PowerPoint presentations together, that's where I'll sort of teach you guys those things, you know. Cool. Anybody else about these 4 links before we talk office hours and how to find me and stuff like that? Cool. Let's talk how to find me. So again, at the very bottom of the page, but right on the home page, Candy. Yeah, Candy.
Yeah, Professor. The phone number is your personal phone number?
It is.
Wow. Thank you.
Text me, people. Text me. It's 2022. Come text me. Yeah. I've tried this so many different ways, but you know, many times you guys just have a short, small question that if I can answer it right away, I'll answer it right away. And I'll just, again, always be honest with you guys. You know, if I get a text, I see it right away. I do not usually check my work email at like 9 o'clock at night, you know, but I might be on my phone and I can answer a short question, you know. So it really just depends on what you feel comfortable doing, right? And now I'll talk more about that too, right? Because if you text me at 3 in the morning, I probably won't reply until tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like I'm not awake at 3 in the morning. I don't do that. But you can always feel free to text me if you have a question. And again, I'll talk about sort of how fast I can get back to you here at the bottom when I talk about this. Henry, I see your yellow hand.
Yeah, thank you, Professor. So you said you show us the PDF document right now, right? And it looks like you made just a photo of them. Yeah, the first document you did show us. Yeah, it looks like you did photo of them. You take photo and put it here, or it is a real PDF document.
It's a real PDF. I scanned it when we were allowed to. When we were allowed on campus. This I used the big copier on campus. So this is a high quality PDF.
Yeah, and I just why I am asking. Recently, I used the app. It called VFlat, VFLAT, and
VFlat.
Yeah, just in case if you wanna try, you can try that app. It also helps to create PDF documents.
PDFs. Yeah.
Away from even Android.
Cool. Yeah, take a picture and turn it into a PDF.
Yeah.
Cool. VFlat. I'll check it out. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool. So let's talk about office hours then. So here at the bottom where it says student office hours, like you might guess, right? The first link here, student office hours Zoom room. So if you want to come see me, talk to me, ask questions, look at your essay together, whatever you want to do, this is the link to the student office hours Zoom room. I can't click it because if I click it, it will stop this meeting we're in right now. But if you have an appointment to come see me, or if I say, hey, let's meet on whatever, you know, Tuesday morning or something, that will be the link that you use to come to office hours. Okay, that's what this first link is. Now, the second link here, if I open it, it'll go into a new page. This is, oh, I need to change like so many people, right? I've got my work Gmail, and then, hey, anonymous laggers here. Some of you are in here. This is the sign up sheet for office hours. So if you want to come at a specific time, right, you can absolutely just open up this document, right? And I'll talk about my office hours when they are in a moment here. But on Tuesday and Thursday, there are times for people to sign up for individual appointments, right? So if you wanted to come Tuesday at 5 o'clock, now I know that's already too, let's move it to Thursday so that my example makes sense here. But you want to come talk to me about a question you have about the class, all you need to do is write your name here. And then just so I will know everybody in all of my classes soon here, but just at first, especially if you can write down that class, so 325, so that I know which course we're going to be talking about, that will really help me. And then I will know, okay, you know, Fazia or Vincent or Khalid is coming at 3:30, and I'll be ready, right? I'll be ready to have whatever you want to talk about, we can talk about it, right? Now, again, you don't have to make an appointment like this, but if you know you want a specific day or time, this is kind of like a way to guarantee, you know, that I won't be working with another student, right? And now I am going to go back here and talk about this. So Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. So I chose that time just because it's right before this class, right? If you need help with this class or you have questions before we start class, come to that office hour before we start and talk to me. So Tuesday is appointments and drop-ins, right? So even if you don't have an appointment, but you want to come see me before class starts, click this link, click the student office hour Zoom room. If no one else is there, no one has an appointment, you're on. Let's go, right? Now, my Wednesday from 10:15 to 12:15, this is where I've made specifically times for phone calls, texts, and emails. So I won't be just sitting in the Zoom room, right? But if you have a text question or email question, or maybe you texted me Tuesday and I didn't have time to reply to you, I promise I will answer every email, every text message Wednesday during this time. And if this is the only time that you can come talk to me on Zoom, or we want to share screen to look at your computer together, totally fine. Text me and say, Jeff, you know, can we do a video chat on Wednesday? Probably the answer will be yes, right? So Wednesday, 10:15 to 12:15 is time for me to make sure that I answer phone calls, texts, and emails. But if you need to do a Zoom, send me a text, what time, and we can probably make it happen, okay? Thursday is the other day, 3:30 to 5, appointments and drop-ins. We're also, it's the same thing here, right? This sign-up sheet. So if you know you want to come Thursday between 3:30 and 5, sign up, right? Sign up. We'll see. I haven't had students have too much of a problem with this sort of. I'm sort of imagining if a student's like, I want to sign up for, you know, 2 hours or 1 hour. You know, if you've got a huge question, if you really need to spend some time, right? That's why on the syllabus that I'm going to show you, it says by appointment, right? If you know you need an hour, send me a text or an email and say, Jeff, can we meet for an hour, right? Because I need to find a good balance here between giving every student an opportunity to come talk to me and work with me. But of course, if you need extra time and extra help, and I can do it, right? And I have time, I can make that happen for us too, right? So that's how the office hours will work this semester. I'm gonna open for questions in a second here, but the last thing I wanna say is, notice here it says week 1. So on Friday of every week, I'll sort of change the sign-up sheet so that it's the correct day and the correct week, okay? So next week, this will say, you know, week 2, and we'll have the correct dates here for Tuesday and Thursday. So you'll know if you want to sign up for it, you know, if you know you want to come talk to me Thursday, you can just type your name in here. Is anybody in here with me or not? Can someone, if someone is at their computer, I just want to make sure that my sharing settings, yeah, okay, we've got it. If someone wants to, they can open up the document and just type their name just to make sure we can watch it happen live, you know. But if people aren't at their computer, that's fine too. But yeah, you can just type directly into the document. Questions?
Yeah, Professor?
Yes, I see Draga and then Didia. Yes, please.
Yeah, The only time when I can contact you and call, actually, I prefer Zoom meeting is Wednesday. Can we do that? I have just heard you said we could do that because in both other days in the afternoons, I'm not available. So I know that I will definitely need your help because I'm pretty new. And can we make like appointment tomorrow at any time?
So if you want an appointment, text me or email me with the day and the time, and I'll get back to you right away.
Thank you.
Yep. Didia.
Yes, Professor, I know that we are going to have a lot of work here in the class because they are two different topics. But for example, if we have something in our work on other different from the class, and we need your opinion or your help, are you available to help us in everything different?
Yeah. I mean, I'll do my best. I always want to be respectful. Like, you know, just for example, Didia, this wasn't your example, but students many, many times have questions about counseling questions, right? What class should I take? What major? And now, again, I will always say I'm not an expert on those type of things, but I will always do my best to help you. Or if you're taking a different class, you know, again, I might not know that teacher. I don't want to give you bad advice, but I can absolutely do anything I can to help. Excuse me.
Maybe I don't explain it myself correctly. I'm talking about, for example, if I have something writing from, I don't know, from a job or for other kind of thing, and I want you to see your opinion from my writing or something.
Yeah.
I'm referring to this kind of questions.
Yeah, I'll do my best. Yeah, I mean, again, you're just, so my short answer, Didia, is yes. And it's the same thing for Draga, yes. And just remember, I teach 3 classes and 2 lab sections and, you know, try to go to church and have friends and stuff like that. So I'm only one man, but I will always do my best to say yes and help you as much as I can. I don't say no very often, you know, but, you know, sometimes, so some weeks you might say, hey, Jeff, can we meet for 30 minutes and talk about this document for work? And I'm like, yeah, good, this week, that's great. But another week I might be busy and just say, can we do it another time? So this is just my way of, I want to make sure again, to be super respectful to you guys, even if I say no or not now. So does that make sense, Didia?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Anybody else? Because next is the syllabus, you guys. Actually, we're going pretty fast. We might finish. Yeah, Gus.
I have a question about we are going to have classes on Thursday or only Tuesday?
Good. It's only Tuesday, and I'll show you that I explained in the syllabus. But yes,
okay,
we only meet one time. And then again, that's part of this flexible course design. Why, Jeff? Maybe you're saying, well, most students are happy, but maybe you're like a weird student like I was. And I was like, I want more work. Like, why, Jeff? Why not 2 days a week? And I will tell you why. My dream in a perfect world is that you can use that time that was on the schedule, Thursday, 6:30 to 8:30, to do some of the work or read some of the books, right? I know how busy everybody is, especially you guys, especially ESL students, right? Family, job, work, children, whatever, right? So there are lots of resources, lots of things that I give you that even though we only talk together live for a week, I promise I will give you lots of ways to think about and practice the material. And then hopefully, especially once we start reading the books, you know, you've got, again, 2 hours a week to read, you know, because if you were thinking, oh, okay, I was going to be in class for 4 hours, well, here's 2 hours where you can do some of the, especially again, when we get to the long books. So that's part of the reason. And now again, if you're thinking like, I already heard Fazia say, you know, this might not be enough time, we might need more practice. That's why I've got 5 hours of office hours already scheduled. And if you really need more one-on-one practice, text me, email me. And the more specific, the better, right? Like Draga, if Draga is saying, can we meet Wednesday at 10:30? The more specific, the better, because then I can get back, I can answer you right away. You know what I mean? Yes, so Gus, that's, again, I always talk too much. I'm so sorry. But the short answer is Only Tuesday, 1 day a week. Only Tuesday, 1 day a week. And I'll show you more of that when we go in the syllabus. Other questions about the student office hours before we go to the syllabus? And I'll go fast in the syllabus, guys. We're getting out of here a few minutes early, I promise. Anybody else?
Excuse me, Professor, I have a question. Oh,
yes, Sadaf. Go ahead, Sadaf, and then Hussam.
shall I go ahead?
Please, por favor.
Okay. If we schedule appointment for student office hours, and then if I can't make it, is there any problem or that's okay?
I'll just be sitting alone in my little Zoom room. No, that's fine. Again, if in a perfect world, if you can text me, if you can let me know, or just delete your name from the document, that's great. If you can't, I understand. Life is crazy. My promise again to you is though, I will be in the Zoom room 5 to 6:30 on Tuesdays and 3:30 to 5 on Thursdays. Like that's where I will be, right? So yeah, if you sign up and can't make it in a perfect world, text me. If not, I'll just be sitting there and someone else might come in, you know?
Okay, got it.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yes, Hussam.
Yeah. So my question is it completely fine if you like miss this 1 day a week, like the Zoom meeting? Completely fine?
Completely fine.
All right.
Now I will
Thank
say
you.
now I'm going to go to that's a perfect transition to the syllabus. So thank you for the transition. But I will say right away, I think most students will tell me like it's better, of course, when you can be here. You know, I designed these Tuesday meetings with a specific purpose and a specific reason. And if you can be here to ask questions in person, all the better. But again, I understand, right? That's why I record the meeting. It will be there for you to watch. Now, I'm going to sort of, I'm going to read through this really quickly here, but let me say this. It's in the syllabus, but let me just repeat it. You don't have to be here. It is really, 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 really okay if you don't come to the live Zoom, but you must watch the Zoom because you are all accountable. I mean, all of the material that I talk about and present in the Zoom, I'm going to ask you to do it in the lessons or the major essays, right? So if and this is the other thing I'll say about this, and I'm not just talking to Hussam, and this is everybody. If you text me a question that says like, hey, I've got this specific question about lesson 9, and I talked about lesson 9 in the Zoom, please do not be offended when I say, go watch the Zoom. That's why I record it, right? So that's the only balance for some. There's absolutely no problem to miss these Tuesday meetings live, but I will hold you responsible for everything that we do on Tuesdays because it's there for you. You know, it's right there for you. Yeah. No, I'm scaring people. Okay, I'm going to just go through and read through only the first 2 pages of the syllabus. Then I'm going to show you the lessons that are in Canvas, just so you know sort of what's available for you to start with, and then we'll get out of here. So again, all of the information that's on the homepage of the Canvas, that's what's here on the first page of the syllabus, right? My name, my phone number, my email, and information about my office hours. Then I've got just a brief course description, and I'll read through this because it's really important for me to sort of share with you my feelings, my ideas, my philosophy about teaching, and that's what this course description is. So here we are. I want to begin this semester by recognizing all of the history, strength, creativity, and knowledge that you already bring to this class. Take a minute to think, where do you come from? Who helped you become the person you are today? How did you get to where you are today? You carry all these places, people, and experiences with you, and I want you to think about them if you ever doubt yourself this semester. This class is made up of a diverse group of human beings and therefore will have many different ways of knowing the world. See Appendix A. I hope I hope that we can use all these different types of knowledge as we read and write new things so that you can work toward our class learning goals. See Appendix B. This semester, I will ask you to try on phrasal verb, a lot of new ideas and skills. See Appendix C. You might like some and really dislike others. That is great. I only ask that you imagine each experience as a different way to understand and read the world. When we do this, we won't be reading and writing to just learn the one right answer. Instead, we will be reading and writing to create our own shared meaning as a class. And in this way, we will be active creators of our own learning. When we do this, I believe truly that we are more likely to use our voices to reflect and act upon the world in order to make it a more beautiful place. And this is how I think about teaching. And this is sort of my approach to learning in general. So that's what we're here to do. Now, I saw a few people, I think Rahimi was holding up Hyperfocus. We've only got 2 books for this class, right? In the welcome announcement that I sent out, there are links to buy the books on Amazon. You can buy them used. You can buy them in an electronic copy. You can buy it new, hardcover, softcover, first edition, second edition. I don't care, right? As long as you get some kind of copy of these 2 books. Now, I'm sure people always have questions about the book, so let me just say one more thing. We won't start reading. The first book we will read is a map, is only 1 story, and we won't start reading this book until probably week 3 or 4. So do not be stressed if you don't have it yet, okay? Order it, even if it takes 2 or a couple weeks. I know the mail is very slow, and again, Omicron and supply chain and crazy stuff, right? So even if it takes a little while to get the book, that's fine, but please do order it so at least it's on the way. And then even if in 3 weeks you don't have the book, maybe we can use that V flat, or, you know, we've got some ways to give you at least some of the reading that you'll need to do with the first book. Okay, so always book questions. What do we got? What are my book questions here? Yes, Khalida.
And I just want to know which way is faster to get a book, Amazon or bookstore in college?
I didn't even put a book order into the college because they are so expensive and so slow. I think it's crazy. So I don't want to get in trouble. So that's all I will say. I think you should buy the book on Amazon or find it at the library. You know, there's other ways to get it too, but I think buying the book online, especially if you want a used copy, is the best way to do it. And I see lots of hands, so I'll go right back. But again, I just want to make sure here in the announcements page, here where I've got the welcome books and Tuesday's first Zoom meeting, I've got links directly to the 2 books. Oops, excuse me. And like I said, if it says here, sorry, I have my computer in Spanish, sorry, but here where it says 30 used copies, 21 used copies, the Kindle copy, the electronic copy, same thing here for Hyperfocus, right? Pasta blanda is soft cover, right? So soft cover, hard cover, used, usado, you could probably guess what usado means. Used and new, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. But I really think Amazon will be faster and cheaper for both of the books.
Yeah, because the last semester I have experience. I ordered one of my book from Amazon. It was received faster, but from the bookstore it was a lot of work. I emailed them many times to when can I pick up my book, and they still work on it, and I don't know.
I know.
Maybe it's Amazon is easier and faster for this.
It is. And like
Yes.
Sadaf is saying the library is a good option too. That might take some time if the library needs to if our ARC library needs to get it from another library, or if you need to go to campus to pick up the book from the library. But Sadaf, I totally agree. The library is a good option. they know that these are the books I use in 325, so they usually have a copy. So it just might take a little bit more time, Sadaf, but I see Sadaf in the chat, and I just wanted to say I agree. And again, my mom, rest in peace, I love you, Mom. She taught me, don't say bad things about anybody, just say nothing. So about the ARC bookstore, I will say nothing. Okay. Other questions.
Sir,
Other questions.
No, mine is not the question. I order mine on Amazon on Sunday night.
Yes. Yeah.
And I receive it today.
That's what I'm talking about. Lasana is saying
I
ordered on.
receive it today.
That's, hey, and I know the mail has been a little bit slow. Rahimi says try the Offer app. Is that specific for Sacramento, Rahimi? Offer is a way for people to sell used things, right?
Yeah, it's you can find it the cheapest way. It's the cheapest way.
Yeah, some classes require new book, like my listening class. She said you have to buy a new book because of the online self-study. It has some code. Yeah.
Again, I get it. I respect it. So this is Offer Up, right, Rahimi? This is where you can find the app. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's used things.
Perfect. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you could buy the textbook or you could buy a couch, whatever you need.
I want a car.
I had a car. Okay, good. We're having a good new year. Yes.
I'm selling my car and looking for a new car.
I love it. Good luck. Yeah. Good luck. That's awesome. Yeah. So Offer Up, used on Amazon. Anybody else have ideas for where to buy the book? Because I think those are both great ideas. Perfecto. And like I said, if you're having book problems, you know what I'm going to say, text me or email me. We can talk about it. We'll work it out. Okay, anybody else? Last call on questions. I'm going fast because I want to get you out of here. Any other questions about these two books? Sweet. So this has some basic information about the grading for this class. There's nothing very interesting or specific. I am not the type of teacher that will tell you exactly what we are doing on week 13 of the semester, because some classes go fast and some classes go slow. So I will always give you the calendar or important information before class, but I don't have a lot of on March 13th, this is exactly what we're doing. That is just not how my brain works, you guys. So so I ask you for patience if you do have that type of brain, but I do not. The short way to explain this is that we've got two major writing projects, right? The cultural narrative project, the academic writing project, and then we've got lessons in Canvas. Now, there is also a final exam for this class. We can talk more about it at the end of the semester. Remember, we've got 4 months. Please don't start stressing about the final exam today. I mean, you can if you want. You can if you want to, but life's too short, So all I will say is this: the final exam is timed, but it will not be timed for like a Tuesday for 2 hours. Usually how I have done this online is you'll get 48 hours or 78 hours. So the final exam will open at a specific time, and then you'll have 2 or 3 days to finish the final exam. Yeah. Anyway, so I'll talk more about the final exam. Even if you have questions about it, please just wait or text me, because I promise you the final exam is not very important right now. It is not important at all. And the only thing I'll say about this is the final pages. Notice here where I say Appendix A and Appendix B up here in the course description, right? I say see Appendix A, see Appendix C and B. This is just more examples to show you that MLA formatting. Appendices, that's the plural of appendix. Appendix just means the things that you would put even after a works cited page in a research paper, right? So appendix just means the stuff at the very end. So Appendix A is here. Appendix B is about the course structure and learning goals. And Appendix C is all the rules, right? Attendance and grading policies. But this is basically exactly what I've already shared, right? You don't have to come to the Tuesday Zoom, but you have to watch it, right? And that's the only thing I'll say about this is, again, there is no required attendance for our class. You will not receive nor lose points based on your attendance or absence at weekly Zoom meetings. However, all live Zoom meetings will be recorded and available in the live support page in Canvas. I expect you to watch the video if you were not present, and I will ask you to be accountable for the information in the videos. So again, I'm going to make you read these because you'll see in the lessons that I'm going to show you, and I promise, last thing is to show you these lessons. In the lessons, for example, lesson 1 and lesson 2, it will say read Appendix A of the syllabus. That's this, right? Appendix A is on page 3 of the syllabus. Appendix B is on page 3 of the syllabus, and Appendix C is on page 4. So in the lessons where it says read Appendix A, please, again, Lord, don't text me and ask, where's the appendix? It's right here. It's on the page, okay? Even if you text me and ask, I'll still tell you, it's okay. Okay, any fast questions about the syllabus? Because that's all I want to say. I'm going to make you read it and get some points for reading it in Canvas here. But I want to show you the lessons that are available in Canvas, and then we're getting out of here. So any questions fast about the syllabus?
We need to read. After that, we may have questions. So I don't
Good.
know whether.
Perfect. That's the idea, right, Fazia? That's the goal, right? Is so that it's not just me reading it for 3 hours. It's you look at it and let me know what questions aren't clear. So again, all of this, I've got slides in here, you guys. When I post this into the live support page, all the material that I shared, there's just, you know, it's here on Canvas excuse me, it's here in the PowerPoint too. So lots of places for you to find the information here. But I wanted to say coming up, so remember, suggested, these don't have due dates, except this is only one of 3 assignments that will have a due date, and I'll show you about it. And actually, I'm going to do one thing right now, just because we didn't have time. I'm going to close lesson 5 because we're not going to have enough time to talk about see what I mean about why I can't have a semester-long schedule, because I change stuff. I won't say too much, but anyway. So I'm going to change that. So don't worry about that. But what is available in Canvas right now is lesson 1, lesson 2, 3, and 4. And I wanted to show you that in Canvas. Okay, so in a perfect world, buy the books for the class. And I see some comments in the chat. I will answer people. And then complete lesson 1, 2, 3, and 4. And let me show you those in Canvas real quick so you know what I want you to do. Some of you already did the name coach. Thank you so much. That makes me so happy. Name coach is just so that I can hear you say your name so that I know how to say your name. I will always ask you to be patient with me as I learn how to say your names properly. Hold on. But the way to do this is to go into here. If you just click the name coach when you're in Canvas, and click this purple button that says record name, you can use the microphone on your phone, the microphone on your computer. All I want you to do is to just say your name so that I know how to pronounce it. Oh, sorry. I'm going to share my screen again. I'm also going to share computer sound. So for example, when you do this, I will then be able to hear you say your name. Let's hear just for example.
Hi, my name is Queen.
Perfect. So I will just say, notice we can see Quinn's full name here, right? But when she recorded her name, Quinn just said, my name is Quinn. So when you record your nickname, when you record your name, just use the name that you want me to call you, right? So.
Hello, Professor. How are you? My name
Good.
is Karima Siddiqui.
Oh, hi.
I like to people call me Karima.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Right, so we've got Quinn's example, Karima's example, right? That's all you need to do. This could take you 5 minutes, or excuse me, 5 seconds, and you got 10 points. Okay, so that's lesson 1. Just say your name the way you want me to say your name for this semester. I hope not, but any questions about lesson 1? Easiest 10 points you'll ever get. All right, then I wanted to show you, if you go on assignments here, I'm going to jump to 3 and 4 because this is like I was saying here, right? Lesson 3, syllabus part 1, and then lesson 4, syllabus part 2, where it says take the quiz. And again, it's not really a quiz because, as you can see, it's just ways to make sure you understand how this class works. I'm going to zoom in so you can see this a little more. For example, how many Zoom meetings do we have each week? 2, 4, 6, 1.
5.
1.
I heard someone say 5. Perfect. Guess what? 1 point. What day or time is our weekly Zoom meeting?
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Right. So again, very simple, you guys. All of the information you need to answer these questions is in the syllabus, but it's a way to make sure you understand. So for example, when are Professor Jeff's open Zoom room student hours? You can just copy and paste them and put them in this box. That's totally fine, okay? So that's it. That's all this is. There's one answer where you need to type something or copy and paste. The rest is just true, false, multiple choice. I want to make sure you understand how this class works, okay? So that is lesson 3. I'm starting to talk faster. I'm sorry, you guys. Lesson 4 will take a little more time. And this is like Fazia was saying, we need to read the syllabus. There's only 5 questions, okay? But I'm going to ask you to type. I'm going to ask you to write a little bit. So for example, question number 1 says, read Appendix A in support of culture and language diversity. Copy and paste a sentence that you really like from the paragraph, and then explain why you like the sentence you chose, right? So you need to go into the syllabus. You need to go to page 3. You need to read Appendix A, and then you just copy and paste a sentence that you like and tell me why you liked it. If you do that, 4 points, okay? But again, for this lesson 4, syllabus part 2, you do need to read those final 2 pages on the syllabus, okay? You can't answer these questions unless you read those 2 pages. Make sense? If you've taken a class with me before, it will look very similar, but of course the learning goals and all of those things will be totally different because it's a different class, okay? And the last one is the one that will probably take you a little more time, but it's my favorite one, and it's the welcome letter. And I want to show you this, and then for real, we're done. So as I show you here, this assignment is a chance for me to learn a little bit about you, and it will also allow me to read some of your writing without you worrying about getting grades or corrections or feedback. There will be plenty of time for that later. I want you to write a letter to introduce yourself to me. Before you write your letter, please read my example letter below. And again, I really hope you will read it. So here you can preview it. Right, I wrote this one for you guys. This is a new one for people again who worked with me last semester. Let me zoom out a little bit. Just a way for you to learn a little bit more about me. You see the picture of my brothers and sisters on the homepage. You'll get to learn a little bit more about them too, because they're such an important part of my life. And then after you read my letter, it's time for you to write your own. In your letter, please answer the following questions. 1, who are you? 2, how did you get to ARC? 3, what is a goal you have for this semester? And 4, what is a long-term dream you have for your life? I will give you a big clue or a big hint when you read my letter. The structure, the example that I give you in my letter is basically exactly what I'm asking you to do, right? So again, please do read my letter. It will sort of show you how to organize and structure your own letter.
It's like a paragraph. We should write a paragraph.
I will answer that right now. So see the rubric below for information about grading. And if you're not sure how to use proper MLA formatting, because that is 5 points of this letter, please watch this very short video about how to make sure your Microsoft Word document is always in the correct formatting. Here's a big hint for you though, as I put in the grading rubric. Let me zoom in. You use the example letter to write an MLA formatting. That means Times New Roman font, size 12, double space. If you're looking at this and you go, Jeff, I don't know what that is totally fine. Watch this video. And when I say it's short,
your work can feel much
hold on, sorry.
smoother with Monday.com Work OS.
I don't like commercials. Okay. When I say it's short, I'm not joking, you guys. 2 minutes and 30 seconds, right? So if you don't know what I mean when I say Times New Roman 12-point font double space, watch that video so you know how to organize your document, okay? And then this is to Fazia's question. The only bad and scary news I have for you on this first day is this letter should be 500 words. That should be about 2 paragraphs. At college level writing, a paragraph is 250 words, okay? Double space Times New Roman 12-point font, a paragraph is 250 words. So this should be about 2 paragraphs. Now, basically, if you do this assignment, you get full points. But as I say here, your letter was at least 500 words. You get the 10 points, right? If it's under that, I'm going to say, write more, right? You're at 450, get to 500. This is, I'm looking at Vidya too and thinking, part of learning to think in English is when your brain is telling you, that's it, I can't write anymore, only 300 words. Then you got to push through, you got to push through. So that's really the goal here. I'm not testing your grammar. I'm sort of forcing you to write 500 words. That's the goal, right? That's the goal. And for you to practice MLA formatting, Times New Roman, 12-point font, double space, right? So this is the only lesson in Canvas that should take you some time. The other ones will go very fast. And if you're worried about getting everything done, do the letter first. Because this is, again, one of the very few things that has a due date. It's because it's a welcome letter, right? If you do this in week 8, it's not very helpful, right? The semester's half over. I need to get to know a little bit about who you are and what your goals are for this semester, okay? That's why this is due before class next week. If you're really scared or really stressed and you're like, oh my God, I can't do it, you know what I'm gonna say? Text me or email me. But hopefully things are slow. Take some time, have fun, and I always love to read people's welcome letters, and I'll be excited to read them. So that's it. We got to get out of here. I said earlier, and it's almost exactly right on time. I talked too much, so I'm going to do this. If you don't have any questions, goodbye. You're wonderful. I will see you next week, or I'll see you in the Zoom recording, and I'll say goodbye. If you do have questions, I'm happy to stay and talk to people and answer those questions one-on-one, okay? So if you got to go, you got to go, and I'm going to stop the recording. If you do have a question, hang with me, and I'll answer any questions you all have, okay? So I'm going to stop the recording right now.